There is something truly magical about bringing the outside in. In a world filled with mass-produced, flat-pack furniture, it feels like our souls are quietly craving a connection to nature. We long for things that feel organic, raw, and deeply authentic. And what could possibly be more authentic than wood? Not just any wood, but wood that still remembers the forest, the storms it weathered, the sunlight it soaked up. Today, we are stepping away from the ordinary and diving into the world of unique wood log furniture. Forget perfectly sanded planks and cookie-cutter designs. We're talking about pieces that are rugged, artistic, and absolutely one of a kind. Let's explore some stunning ideas you should consider for your home. Let's start with what many consider the undisputed king of log furniture, the live-edge dining table. Imagine a massive slab of walnut or cedar, polished to a silky smooth finish on top, while the original untouched edge of the tree is left perfectly intact along the sides. It's the ultimate conversation starter. This isn't just a table, it's a piece of history. Whether you pair it with sleek, modern chairs or rustic log benches, it anchors the entire room with a sense of grounded, organic luxury. If a full dining table feels like too big a commitment for your space, consider the tree slice coffee table. A massive cross-section of a tree, with its beautiful concentric rings telling the story of its life, makes for the perfect centerpiece in your living room. Those rings aren't just a design element, they are a timeline. You can sand it down, seal it, and maybe even add hairpin legs or simple casters to give it a modern, industrial twist. It's rustic, it's sculptural, and it instantly warms up the space. Ready to transform your bedroom into a personal retreat? A log bed frame can do just that. This isn't just furniture, it's a statement. Whether you prefer a simple, elegant frame using 4 peeled logs or an elaborate, rustic headboard made from intertwined birch branches, sleeping in a log bed feels like you're resting in a luxury forest lodge. It brings a texture and warmth to the bedroom that upholstered beds simply can't replicate. Now, for the truly adventurous, let's talk about the log vanity. Imagine walking into a bathroom and seeing a magnificent, weathered log serving as a vanity. It's been hollowed out to hold a sleek, modern vessel sink, and the contrast is absolutely breathtaking. It's the perfect blend of rugged nature and refined design. It adds an unexpected pop of organic texture to what is often the most sterile room in the house, turning a daily routine into a spa-like experience. Of course, you don't always need to go big to make an impact. Don't overlook the power of the simple accent piece. A split log bench in your entryway is both practical and poetic. It provides a place to sit and take off your boots, while its raw, natural form welcomes you home with a sense of peace. Along the same lines, you can also consider using upright log sections as unique, sculptural side tables next to a sofa or armchair. They function perfectly, holding a drink or a book, while serving as a beautiful piece of natural art. And finally, let's talk about light. Log lighting can be truly magical. Imagine a branched chandelier hanging over your dining table, casting intricate, dancing shadows on the walls as the light filters through the twists and turns of the wood. Or picture a simple, hollowed-out log with candles nestled safely inside, bringing a soft, flickering glow to your patio on a cool evening. It's a wonderful way to illuminate your home with the very essence of the forest. Incorporating wood log furniture isn't just about following a trend. It's about embracing imperfection, celebrating nature's artistry, and filling your home with pieces that have a true soul. They remind us that beauty doesn't always have to be manufactured in a factory. Sometimes, the most beautiful things are simply waiting for us in the woods. Here is the extended script rewritten into a smooth, conversational video narration. I've woven all the detailed ideas, practical tips, and emotional depth into a flowing monologue that feels like a warm, knowledgeable guide walking you through a gallery of inspiration. Think about it for a moment. We spend billions of dollars every year trying to replicate something we've lost. We print tree patterns on wallpaper. We stain concrete floors to look like wood grain. We even light candles scented like pine and cedar just to capture a whisper of the outdoors. But here's the question. Why settle for a replica when you can have the real thing? There is a primal pull we all feel toward nature. It's not just nostalgia, it's in our DNA. And in an age of digital overload, endless notifications, and cookie-cutter interiors, Bringing a piece of the wilderness into your home isn't merely a design choice. It's a form of therapy. It's grounding. Welcome to the world of unique wood log furniture. Now, before you picture your grandfather's dusty, tick-infested cabin from an old horror movie, let me stop you right there. We aren't talking about that. We're talking about high-design, artistic, sculptural pieces that bridge the gap between the rugged outdoors and the refined indoors. These are breathtaking, functional works of art, and here's how you can bring them into your home. Let's start where memories are made. The dining room. If there is a pinnacle of log furniture, it has to be the monumental live-edge dining table. Just imagine this: a single slab of black walnut or ambrosia maple, milled from a tree that lived for over a century. The top is polished to a glass-smooth sheen that practically invites you to run your hands across it. But the edges are left exactly as nature intended. The bark might be gone, but the curves, the knots, the gentle undulations of the trunk all remain. This isn't just a table, it's a timeline. Every knot you see is the story of a long-forgotten storm. The grain is a map of its life, charting decades of sun and rain. When you pair it with industrial metal legs or a sleek steel base, you create the ultimate juxtaposition, raw nature meeting modern architecture. This is the kind of piece you don't just buy for yourself, you buy it to pass down for generations. Of course, not everyone has room for a 12-foot dining table, but that doesn't mean you have to miss out. Consider a live-edge console or buffet instead. Placed behind a sofa or running along a hallway wall, it functions as pure art. It floats in the space, allowing the natural lines of the wood to take center stage without overwhelming the room. A few art books, a simple vase, and suddenly your hallway feels like a gallery dedicated to nature. Now, let's move into the living room where we can talk about seating. I know what you might be thinking: log chairs. That sounds like a nightmare for your back. But that's an old myth that today's artisans have completely shattered. Welcome to the era of sculptural log armchairs and rockers. Picture a chair framed with twisted mesquite roots or smooth, peeled birch logs. The wood forms the structure, sometimes sleek and minimalist, sometimes wild and tangled like it's still growing. And then, nestled within that organic frame, you have deep, plush cushions. Sitting in one of these is an experience. You feel the solidity of the tree at your back, the strength of it under your arms, but you also get the comfort of a modern seat. It's like being hugged by the forest itself. And if you're lucky enough to have outdoor space, nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, beats a hollowed log porch swing. Imagine a thick log, maybe 4 feet in diameter, split in half and hollowed out just enough to sit in. Suspended by heavy industrial chains from a sturdy porch beam, it becomes the ultimate spot for your morning coffee or evening contemplation. That's rustic luxury at its finest. But let's be honest, not everyone is ready to commit to a massive dining table or a log bed frame. And that's okay, because sometimes it's the smallest details that truly define a space. Let's talk about accent pieces. One of my absolute favorite trends is the log side table or nightstand. This is the easiest way to dip your toes into the world of log furniture. Find a log section, maybe cedar for its beautiful scent or a chunk of birch for its peeling white bark. Have the top and bottom cut flat, sand it down, and seal it. That's it. Place it next to your bed. Put a crystal lamp on top. The contrast between the raw, cylindrical wood and the delicate glass is visually stunning. It grounds the bed and adds a warmth that a metal or glass table simply cannot provide. Similarly, a split log entry bench can be a total game changer for your home. Think about it. Your entryway is the first impression guests have of your space. Greet them with a thick slab of oak or elm, sanded smooth and mounted on minimalist black legs. It says, without a single word, "Welcome, leave the city behind. You are home now." But why stop at furniture? What about the structure of the room itself? Consider log bookshelves or room dividers. Imagine a wall of floating shelves, but instead of metal brackets, they are supported by rough-hewn logs that run from the floor to the ceiling. It transforms a simple storage solution into a structural masterpiece. It feels like the tree itself is holding up your library. Or, use a series of vertical logs to divide a large, open-plan space. They define the living area from the dining area without blocking light, creating a rhythm of vertical lines that draws the eye upward and makes the ceiling feel higher. Heck, you can even bring this energy into the bathroom. A driftwood towel rack is pure poetry. The silvery, wind-sculpted wood, worn smooth by the sea, mounted on a crisp white wall, holding soft white towels. It's a piece of coastal serenity that turns your daily routine into a moment of peace. Now, let's talk about light, because light is life, and when you filter it through wood, something magical happens. Log and branch lighting is having a major moment right now. Imagine a chandelier crafted from a tangle of manzanita branches, with small LED lights twinkling like fireflies at the tips. Or a pendant light where the bulb is housed inside a hollowed-out log, casting a warm, dappled glow across the room. Here's the secret. The shadows are just as important as the light. They dance on your walls, mimicking the effect of sunlight filtering through a forest canopy. It's ambient lighting with a soul. And for the entertainers out there, the ones who love to host friends and family, this next idea is the ultimate flex. I'm talking about the stump bar. Find a massive stump. The bigger and more gnarled, the better. Have the top hollowed out and fitted with a hinged glass lid. Inside, store your finest whiskey and crystal tumblers. When the lid is closed, it's just a stunning, rustic side table. But when you lift that glass top and reveal the hidden treasures inside, it becomes a conversation piece that invites guests to pour themselves a drink and stay a while. By now, you might be wondering, where do I even find things like this? And how do I make them work in my home without it looking like a theme park? Well, sourcing is half the adventure. You can commission pieces from local woodworkers who specialize in slab furniture. You can hunt for reclaimed wood from old barns, giving new life to timber that's been weathering for 100 years. Or, and this is the most rewarding option, you can look in your own backyard. Did a storm take down a tree on your property? Don't just chip it. Mill it. Turn that loss into a legacy piece that will stay in your family forever. But here's a word of caution from someone who's learned the hard way. Wood moves. It breathes. It contracts and expands with the humidity in your home. When you commission a piece, make sure the wood is properly kiln-dried to prevent cracking down the line. And when it comes to bark, you have a choice. Bark is beautiful, but it can loosen over time and, if not properly treated, can attract pests. That's why many artisans will carefully remove the bark but leave the live edge, that natural contour of the tree, intact. You get the shape without the risk. So you've found your piece. Now, how do you style it without your home looking like a log cabin-themed restaurant? The golden rule is simple. Contrast is key. If you have a rough, rugged log table, pair it with sleek velvet chairs. If you have a dark walnut slab, put it against a crisp white wall. Keep your accessories minimal. Let the wood be the art. A single ceramic vase or a stack of leather-bound books is all you need. Remember, you don't want a log cabin. You want a modern home with a wild heart. In a world that moves so fast, where design trends come and go with the seasons, wood log furniture is an anchor. It reminds us of patience, of strength, of the slow, steady growth of nature. It doesn't just furnish a room, it inhabits it. It breathes. It ages. It gains character with every scratch and dent, each mark a new memory added to its ongoing story. So, as you look around your home tonight, ask yourself, does this space tell a story? Does it have soul? If the answer is no, maybe it's time to let the forest in. Which of these ideas sparked a fire in you? Are you bold enough for the stump bar, or are you more charmed by the simplicity of a log side table? Let us know in the comments below. And if you're ready to bring a piece of the wild into your home, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more inspiration. Here's to living beautifully and living naturally.